Dear GM Superb, man, the Pittsburgh Penguins have become a second-tier team in the last 5 years. Teams like Chicago, LA, and Boston have vaulted ahead of us to become the true yearly contenders. 2008 and 2009, we were considered to be the best or second-best team in the NHL, and we want those days to come back. With Ray Shero gone, we need a GM to turn us right back into a real contender. I give you full power and authority to make the team better. Give us a dynasty. Alright, so here we go. Year number 1 with a new team, new GM mode, and it's in the Eastern Conference with the Pittsburgh Penguins. Mario Lemieux got in contact with me. He wants the Pittsburgh Penguins to go back to their glory days, back 09, 08, or 93, 94, whenever it was. You know, they seem to be able to put 2 good years back to back, but he wants a dynasty. He wants a modern-day dynasty with guys like Sidney Crosby and Evgeny Malkin in their prime. You know, they're not prospects. They're not young players. They're right in their prime. They're not getting any younger. For the next 5 years, you know, the Pittsburgh Penguins should be at the top of the Eastern Conference, considering that the Eastern Conference is the weaker conference, right? So I've already gone ahead with all the settings. I didn't want to bore you guys, so I'll just quickly show you again. Superstar Hardcore Simulation. All right, injuries are all off. With this GM mode, we decided to go with salary cap off. So every computer team now has the ability to hold on to their good players. All right, we're gonna see some negatives with that as well, but it's good because I won't be able to take advantage of free agency, right? Blah blah blah. That's all taken care of. Computer trades. Trade difficulty. I put medium, but we can put it on hard. We can put it on easy. That's up to you guys. I felt like in this game, medium is the more, I don't want to say realistic. Hard sometimes is crazy. We can put it on hard if you guys want. Don't worry, in this video, we're not going to do any trades. I'm just going to go up and down the roster, get a sense of what we should do. So I'm just going to leave it on medium for right now, but if you guys want it on hard, let me know. I'll put it on hard, okay? The thing about this is, like, look how it's, this is why I put it down. For my offline GM modes, also, this setting affects how difficult it is to complete trades with the computer control teams, right? I'm wondering, if you put it on easy, do the computer teams trade more with themselves, especially with the salary cap off? You might see the computers trading more, because we had it on hard with the San Jose Sharks, and by year 10, you still have very similar rosters out there. You know, the only players that are gone are players that have been retired. So with medium and salary cap off, I'm hoping to see a lot more trading activity from the computer controlled teams, but let me know about that. Waivers is off. All right, and I don't think you can actually check it from this screen, but it is on the hard difficulty. When you choose your team, you can put it on hard, easy, or medium. Where is it? Where can I show? Oh, you know what you can do? If you don't believe that it's on easy, go to start up your own GM mode with Pittsburgh, and in the bottom right, it'll say you know, the already started points or staff type. It changes if you started on easy, medium, and hard. This is what it looks like when you started on hard. All right, so we have all the right settings in place. So this first video, it's not going to be too long. We're not going to do anything with the roster in this video other than go up and down the rosters, and I'm going to show you guys some players. And also, the reason I don't want to simulate is because if there is one player in the NHL on the wrong team, or if he needs to be edited, I can still come back and start up a new one and just have it start from this day right here, okay? So we're just going to go up and down the league. I took some of your changes into account when I was looking at that last video, right? So we'll go, yeah, Crosby I lowered. Don't worry, I lowered a lot of the Pittsburgh Penguin players here. But the Anaheim Ducks, a lot of people are saying Ryan Getzlaf and Corey Perry way too high up there. The reason why some of these players have really high overalls is because they have the defensive category along with the offensive category. In this game, the physical and defensive category are very heavily weighted. So a guy like Corey Perry, who does it show? Yeah, I mean, he's a former 50 goal scorer and 37 goals the year after that. So I wanted to give him a good shooting category, all right? But he's got the physical and defense, which is why he's got the 94 overall. Same thing with the Ryan Getzlaf. I mean, he's got a really good body checking category, and look what he did this year with his points, right? So I feel like Getzlaf and Perry should be up there. They have everything, the defense and the offense. But certain players like Crosby, who was 97 overall before, I dropped his defensive category tremendously. So he's 93 overall. He's got really good offensive stats, but his defense, his awareness is 88, but his shot blocking 75, stick checking 82, his physical category, body checking 75, right? So that's what lowers him. You can see see why Corey Perry and Getzlaf have a higher overall than a Sidney Crosby. But don't worry about the overall. It's the individual stats when it comes to the regular season. Crosby, because of his passing and his offensive awareness, will still have more points than a 94 overall player. You see what I mean? So don't go crazy about the overall numbers. There's another player also in the Colorado Avalanche, Jerome. You guys were saying 89 is too high up for him. I tried to lower him, but you know what, boys? I think Jerome McGinley is a legit 88, 89 overall. The only reason why people don't look at him as a superstar anymore is because of his age. But he just came off a 30-goal season, and he's the same thing. He's a goal scorer with the physical and defensive category. I mean, he's a body checker, right? He's got a fighting skill of 83. That really jacks it up. So I can't lower Jerome's overall unless I really make it unrealistic. Right now, he's one of the better wingers in the NHL. He brings everything: veteran leadership, size, skill. All right, maybe not so much speed anymore, but I think Jerome McGinley deserves to have an 89 overall. All right. Some other things. Colorado, the goaltender. I got Varlamov a little bit higher. Oh, did I touch Varlamov? I don't know if I did. I thought I did. Bishop and Bishop I definitely made better. Hang on. Tampa Bay. Tampa 84. Okay, you know what I'll do? I'll come back. I think I lost the file. I'll edit Ben Bishop again, and I'll come back. Don't worry. We can do that all over again. There's another goalie in there. I forget which one it was. Halak is on the Islanders now. Don't worry. All right. So you know what? Let's just go through the rosters here, just so you guys can see all of them, and I won't waste any more time. All right. So there's Anaheim, just the main players here. There's Boston. I left Chara up there. It's his defense and physical category. I want the Boston Bruins to be a good team as well. There's Buffalo. There is Calgary. All right. Carolina. All right, they got Jay McClement now. Chicago, yeah, I know Chicago's a beast team, but I had to do it. Colorado, there you go. Columbus, the Dallas Stars. So look for players that don't belong on that team anymore. I'm going to go back and may do a few edits before the beginning of the next video. All right, I lowered Dave Bolin down a little bit, but Bolin deserves to be up there. The only reason he had a bad year is because he was injured. When he was healthy, man, he was an 85, 86 overall for sure. So I lowered him a little bit, but not too much. Los Angeles, Minnesota, Montreal, Nashville. Nashville was I raised Pekka Rinne. You guys wanted Pekka Rinne up there, so he's 87. I also dropped Del Zotto, so he's not on the team. New Jersey, I think I raised what's his name, Schneider by 1, and I also dropped Broder to free agency. Islanders, all right. Rangers, I don't think I I did a little bit to what's his name, Martin St. Louis. In the he's 88 overall now. Just gave him a little bit of an offensive push. All right, Ottawa, Philadelphia. I made Claude Giroux a little bit better. All right, you guys were saying he deserves, so he's 91 overall. Phoenix, okay. Pittsburgh, there you go. We'll go through that in a second. San Jose, St. Louis, Tampa Bay, and I don't think, hang on, let me just make sure Kucherov is not, Kucherov is only 4 gold star, all right? He's not 4.5 green star potential. Toronto, okay, Vancouver, Washington, and Washington I made Ovechkin. Look at Ovechkin's stats. He's 92 overall. He's got a really good shooting category, but his defense I put to 80 overall for defensive awareness, stick checking 80 overall, shot blocking 75, all right? So that's why it lowers, but he's still got the 97 for offensive awareness, the ridiculous shot, right? So he can still score goals. But, I took away his defensive categories there. And last but not least, Winnipeg Jets. All right, so you can see if there's any problems, any wrong players, let me know, and I will edit it for what's it called, for the second episode, all right? And just quickly, goaltenders, I'll just go through. Holtby, 83, Miller, 88, Toronto. I can raise Bishop. All right, Elliott, I can lower a little bit. I thought I did that, but I think I lost the file or something. Philadelphia, I can raise Mason. I can lower Anderson. Lundqvist, I'm going to keep there. Halak, I can lower. Schneider's good. Rene, I raised up. Carey Price. All right, I can do something with the mini goalies. Luongo, I can raise up so he doesn't retire in like year 1 or 2. But 87 might be perfect for Roberto Luongo. Keep going here. Bobrovsky, 87. Varlamov, 85. They're not bad. I mean, it's one good year. Cam Ward, 84. Yeah, I lowered him. I already showed you guys that. All right, Buffalo, Tuukka Rask, and Anaheim. All right, I think Anaheim, hang on, I didn't show you guys this. Anaheim's got Gibson. Yeah, there he is, 81 with the gold star potential. So they can go with Anderson and Gibson at 81 and 80 overall. All right, so there you go. There is the rosters for the NHL. Now let's get into the good stuff. The Pittsburgh Penguins. All right, so definitely want to win the cup in year 1, 2, and 3. We're not going to be, trying to wait and see for players to get better. Year number 1, I want to win the Stanley Cup, so I'm okay with making a trade before the regular season starts. I'm also okay with seeing how the regular season, happens with the team and then trading for a player who's really producing, because we can think of snipers that would be nice to put alongside of a Crosby or a Malkin, but it may not work out that way, okay? So, we'll see what happens here. So let me just send, there you go. So our goaltenders would be Marc-Andre Fleury and Thomas Greiss. All right. Fleury, I know, is going to get a lot of flack from you guys. Chris Letang, Martin, Ehrhoff, Oli Mata, I gave Green Star potential. I saw that comment in there. Scuderi, Despres, Bortuzzo, I can send you down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it looks like there's our 6 defensemen. Not bad. We have a top 2. We have 3 top 4s and 2 top 6 defensemen. So it's not bad. All right, forwards. Let me just send down, oh man, I don't even know. I'm going to have to go through all these players individually. All right, so let me just send down the lower overall players. There you go. All right, Kobasu's down there. All right, so here's basically, with the overalls in place, here is our team. All right, so the first line, you got Chris Kunitz. Sidney, oh, you know what? Hang on, one thing. If anyone ever wonders, if you want to change the player type, I have Malkin and Crosby both as playmakers. All you need to do is change their player type. All right, and then I send Malkin, just send him down to the minors and bring him back up, and it should have his his player type updated now. There he is. He's a sniper. All right, so I made Evgeny Malkin a sniper, and Crosby's the playmaker. All right, so we got Kunitz with Crosby and Hornqvist. I could go. Pascal Dupuis, I guess that's the line right there, right? Then Bo Bennett's only 80 overall. All right, he's got the Green Star potential, which means nice trading value. I wouldn't mind him for the third line, but, if you're looking to win the Stanley Cup right now, definitely a trading asset. You can bring in a better winger, because it looks like we have, we could go Malkin with Crosby, but I think I want to spread them out, because the same thing, the 2 centers is a good thing to have, right? So, Kunitz, Crosby, Dupuis, Hornqvist. There's Hornqvist for you guys, all right? Not bad. I think I made him a little bit better. I think he was 83 overall. I made him an 84 overall, all right? Malkin and Bennett. And then the third line suitors, Spall and Como, Gotch, Vitali, and Payet. So, with this team, offensively, I think what we need to do is find 2 dedicated wingers for Crosby and Malkin. Like what we had with San Jose. We had Reed Boucher on the second line for DeCall, and then we got Walton for McFarland, right? I want to find something like that. I don't want to put Malkin and Crosby together. I don't even want to put them together on the power play. I know it's saying, yeah, it does say. I want to split them up, because that's how you get the depth goal scoring, right? Now, I think Kunitz can play with Crosby, but Dupuis I don't think belongs there. And Bennett I don't think belongs there. So I think you can keep Hornqvist and Kunitz, and then replace Dupuis and Bennett. But you may need to use these guys as trading assets, right? So it's going to be interesting. Defensively, we have Chris Letang. There you go. He looks like a great player to use right-handed, so we could find somebody to play alongside of him. Paul Martin, I don't know if I want to use Paul Martin on the first line as a defensive defenseman. I think I'd rather find a two-way defenseman to play alongside of Chris Letang. Looks like we are going to be an offensive team with guys like Crosby and Malkin. And the power play has got, it's got Ehrhoff with Letang, which isn't bad. But like Martin and Scuderi, these guys should almost be, top 6 players. I think Paul Martin is somebody that we can trade away, because I would rather get a two-way top 4 defenseman to play alongside of Letang, and another two-way top 4 defenseman to play alongside of Ehrhoff, and then 2 defensive defensemen on the top 6. I never like how defensive defensemen play in this game, unless they're superstars. And Paul Martin, he's got good stats. I'm willing to bet that a defensive defenseman he'll get 200 penalty minutes or something this year, especially if you put him on the first line, right? So that's the problem. And remember, with San Jose, we had Merrill on the top 6, and he stayed at 87 overall because he got penalty kill time. So you can have somebody on the top 6 still get their ice time. So defensively, I think we are in shambles. Other than Chris Letang, Oli Mata, we'll go through some of these players here. Oli Mata, two-way defenseman. Oli Mata could play on the... He's 82 overall. I think we could get away with him playing on the second with Ehrhoff. All right, but then we would need to find somebody for the first with Letang, and it would have to be a good defenseman. And then you could go Scuderi and Martin on the third, or Despres and Scuderi. Let's see, Despres, Simon Despres. Yeah, he's good enough to play top 6 for me. He's got a good enough defensive stats. Scuderi, yeah, he's good enough to help out a playoff run this year, especially on the top 6. I think it's Paul Martin that falls out. I think Letang, Ehrhoff, Mata, Despres, and Scuderi would be decent if we could find another really good defenseman right there. All right, so that's how I see the defense. And goaltender, there you go. All right. So when it comes to the power play, I want to use the top 6 in our two-man power play. And when it comes to the penalty kill, I don't want to use Crosby on the penalty kill. It's saying to do it, but no, he doesn't have the shot blocking or the stick checking for a penalty kill, right? So I want to use like Gotch. I think has a pretty good defensive category. Yeah, he's fine. And then maybe Suter. What's Suter's defensive categories like? Yeah, so, I mean, there you go. You already have your 2 penalty killers with Gotch and Suter. And then find, maybe a Kunitz and a Dupuis. Or find somebody to trade for who you would use on the 3rd line or 4th line, right? So I'd want to fix up the penalty kill a little bit. The power play, we would just use our players on the first 2 lines. We want to find a replacement for Dupuis and Bennett. Yeah, and then when it comes to the depth on the 3rd and 4th, really don't have to worry about that yet. Because we've seen teams in the past, with a good top 6 and a good defense, they can get to the playoffs. So I wouldn't worry about depth in year number 1. I would worry about getting line mates for Crosby and Malkin. All right? So I think that's what we want to do. You guys have seen the roster. I don't want to go too far in this video. What we can do, last but not least, is just check out some available players that we can maybe pick up. All right, so trade negotiations, because I think I would like to make a trade, a splash, at the beginning of my career here in Pittsburgh. Let them know what I'm all about. All right, so let me just delete all this stuff. All right, so wants. So let's go forwards. Any forwards right now, I could care less because we're trying to win the Stanley Cup. All right, and let's just go with shooting category all the way up. And that would represent somebody to play alongside of what's his name? Sidney Crosby, all right? So there you go. These guys, way too much trade value, way too much. All right, so we're getting down to these guys right here. Alexander Semin, Jerome McGinley, Daniel Sedin, Thomas Vanek, Bobby Ryan. All right, some players down here we could definitely make a move for. All right, now hang on. It's a lot of trade value, though, so let me just lower that. Yep, that's fine right there. I want to find the guys with the least amount of trade value. So here we go. We got some players down here that we could definitely make a trade for. All right. Let me see. Yeah, it really does. Like these guys with the full, like let's see, like let's just see like a Daniel Sedin kind of thing. I'm not going to trade for Daniel Sedin, but he had one of the lower trade values. All right, so is there anybody that we could even, that's a really high trade value. I don't think we'll be able to get someone like that. But I want to find a stud for Crosby. So, I mean, you'd have to trade away, if you say you wanted to trade away a Paul Martin, nah. I think that trade value is a little bit too high, boys. Even if you wanted to trade away like a guy like Bo Bennett, I would want 2 players back. I wouldn't want to, no, that's not going to work. All right. So I think when it comes to the trading block, like I'll just go back to the shooting potential here. There you go. I think all of these players are not going to work out unless we trade away a guy like Malkin. Alexander Semin, maybe. All right, he might be able to work out for us. He wouldn't be that bad for like a second line, but because the trade value is there. Jerome wouldn't be a bad idea, but I'm not going to trade for him. But like a guy like Bobby Ryan, right? He wouldn't be a bad choice, but that trade value is way too much. Same thing with a Joffrey Lupul. 87 overall sniper, that's what I would be looking for right now. Not a power forward like Nash or Neal. I want a sniper. So like a Phil Kessel, but way too much trade. Yeah. So Semin's not bad. And then a guy like Joffrey Lupul, Bobby Ryan, Thomas Vanek wouldn't be like this would definitely be the right choice, but we would have to give up a lot to get one of these players. All right, so you guys can think about that one. Now let's just go to shooting. Let's lower it a little bit. All right, let's split this up. Let's go left wingers. All right, Sedin. You got Evander Kane. You got Jeff Skinner. You got Matt Molson. You got Brad Marchand. You got Chris Kunitz. All right, a few of these guys. JVR, he's a sniper. Looking for snipers. McCallick, he's a sniper. All right. A few players here. Yeah. Right wingers. Let's see again. Yeah, I would start right here. Jerome, yeah. Tyler Toffoli, 83 sniper. Justin Williams, 86 sniper. That might not be a bad one. A little bit older player, but definitely a good sniper there. Voracek. Riley Smith, 82 is not high enough. Louis Erickson from Boston. That might not be a bad idea. Camilleri. Gabrick from LA. All right, there's 7, Jordan Everly. We already got Hornqvist, so we're getting down into the lower. Nah. I'd want somebody top notch to play alongside of Sidney Crosby. All right, so there's a few players right there. Let me try one more thing here. All right, forwards. Let me go to the automatic categories. Wrist shot power. I don't want to look for accuracy, but let me just look for power. All right, so give me like a 90 for wrist shot power. And hang on, let me just find the slap shot power. Slap shot power. Let me go up to 90. Because there might be somebody with a 4.5-star shooting, but can still get a really good goal-scoring season. It's just his accuracy is down. All right, so now it's about the same thing. Now, you want a good shooter, it's all these guys, all right? So, I don't know. A guy like Bobby Ryan wouldn't be a bad idea. Phil Kessel's way too high up. Thomas Vanek and Bobby Ryan would be two great choices. All right, but if we want to go for something a little less, I think Alexander Semin wouldn't be a bad choice either. But maybe we should do a little simulating before and see how these players produce on their own before making that trade. Because you could get a sniper and he could be like a 15-goal scorer for some reason, right? So, don't know what I want to do with that. That's an interesting one. And now defense. Let's just see if there's any top 2 defensemen that we could snag up for cheap. I doubt it. McDonough, Giordano, yeah, really not much. I mean, I wouldn't mind trading a Paul Martin and something to get one of these guys. But we got to fill out our roster anyways. And to trade 2 players for 1, I don't think that would work on this team. Top 4 defensemen. Let's just see some top 4 defensemen. All right, so there's definitely some players that we could trade away for Paul Martin. I think Paul Martin had some pretty good trade value as well. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's in there. So, I mean, you got all these players that we can maybe make a trade for. Their trade value is nice and low. All right, we can definitely pick them up to increase because I don't think I want a defensive defenseman. So, all those defensemen in there. And last but not least, goaltender. What do we do with Marc-Andre Fleury? We're going to give him the chance to take us this year, or is it not going to happen? Oh, surplus. Hang on. Once. There you go. Goalies. Starting goalie, all right? So, I mean, you got Marc-Andre Fleury. I just go to, where is he? There he is. Out of all the starting goalies, he is what? Like 7th out of all the starting goalies when it comes to overall. All right, so I could trade up to get one of these guys if we feel that's necessary. Or, hang on. Or there is the choice of the elite goalie, like a Pecorine, Bobrovsky, Schneider, Crawford, Miller, we could trade up for. But again, trade value's way up there. All right? So we're going to leave it right there. I don't want to make any moves in this video. So if you guys saw any players on the wrong team or players that still need to be edited, let me know, because I can easily just go back and restart and the rosters will still be the same. We haven't simulated a day. Nothing will change, right? But when it comes to editing this roster for year number 1, we're going to take this 1 year at a time. I don't want to give away everything so that we are in a worse position than we are right now, because we have assets, and I want to turn those assets into a deep team, not just a team full of one superstar. All right, so if I trade away a guy like Paul Martin, I want to maybe get 2 players back for him. I trade away a guy like Bo Bennett, I want to try and get 2 players back for him. All right, and then we can trade away maybe a Dupuis and a first-round pick for somebody on the first line. But we got to still get some players, some roster players. So there's the offense, there's the defense, there's the goaltending. What do you guys think that we need here in Pittsburgh? All right, let me know, and I will see you in the next video.